Niall Horan has 3 solo studio albums, and his songs have been streamed more than 4 billion times on Spotify. Today, his newest album, The Show, is out. I had the chance to sit down with him to talk about the journey thus far and what we can expect from all the new music. Take a look. Niall, thank you so much for talking to us.
Lovely to speak to you too. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You're a busy man.
I am a busy man, yeah.
So listen, it's been 3 years since fans got to have new music from you.
Yes.
I watched an Instagram video that you posted, and you talked about how this new record is really reflective of where you are in life right now. So, what does that look like? Where are you?
I'm in a good spot, yeah. There's no heartbreaks, everything's good, life is going well, and yeah, I just have, when life's good, you make good stuff, I think. You know, it's very hard to make proper stuff when your head's all over the place, so I was very lucky that post-pandemic I was able to nestle down and get into the studio and make the album that I really wanted to make.
Hello, lovers. Long time no see.
Take me through that process of making this album. What was that like?
Yeah, well, it was a bit incremental because of the pandemic and stuff. When I started it, I wrote the title track of the album kind of in the middle of the lockdown, right in this, like, August, September of that first year. And then kind of took a little bit of time, wrote another ballad on the record, Science, later on that year, and then didn't do anything for a little bit until the world opened up.
I've since spent the past 18 months or so working on the next record.
And I just think the pandemic allowed you to, for good and bad, allowed you to spend a lot of time up here chatting away to yourself and coming up with ideas. And once we got going, it was a lot of fun. And I think it helped as well because I knew exactly what I wanted to say. Sometimes you go into the studio and you're like, what are we gonna do today? But I knew every concept I wanted to write. I knew that's what I wanted to say, so that helps.
So your last tour for Heartbreak Weather was cancelled, obviously, because of the pandemic. So when you get back on the road from the show, what song are you most looking forward to performing?
Oof. God, this new one, Meltdown, is a really good.
When it all melts down, I'll be there.
All the new stuff, and probably the second album too, Heartbreak Weather, because I never got to perform it. I did a live stream gig to raise some money for our cruise during lockdown.
Yeah, I see us in black and white.
I performed some of it, but the next tour I'll be able to perform a little bit more of it and allow the fans to actually hear an album that they've just heard on track up until now. Yeah, probably Meltdown and then the rest of the album.
We've loved watching you on The Voice,
Yes.
and having your start coming from reality singing competitions to now being a mentor and a coach. What do you bring to the table, and how does that impact your coaching?
Having that empathy with the contestants, having been on a show like that, that still feels like yesterday in my head, but it's been like 14 years. Knowing exactly how they're feeling while they're stood there singing, and you know, when we're doing the talking and they're just listening, just knowing what's going on in their head. They look really cool, calm, and collected, but there's all sorts going on in their head. Are they thinking, I'm gonna get kicked out now? Is what they're saying good or bad? You're good. There's loads going through your head, so I have that empathy with them. And I've really enjoyed the song selection side of it, nurturing them through the competition. There's so many performances, so many songs to sing, and you have to nail it every time, or you leave. So yeah, I think having been on a show like that has brought a lot more to the table than I would have thought.
When you talk about your start and then where you are today, does it really sink in that you are like the pro now? You are the coach, or is that weird? Is that weird to think?
It's a bit of both, yeah. It's good to have, you know, if you're one of those contestants, it's good to have someone that's been through it, I guess. Like Kelly's the same. It's a good thing to have, and then, yeah, it's a mixed bag. It's strange sometimes, but yeah, I think it's more positive than negative.
You've had a great solo career so far, but I want to show you something.
Yes or no? Will there be a One Direction reunion? I would never say never to that. I think if there was a time where we all felt like that was what we wanted to do, then I don't see why we wouldn't. Yeah.
I'm taking it as a yes! Yes!
So when you watch that, what do you think? What goes through your head?
Exactly what he said. We're all in the same boat. Because there's no conversation about it, we don't have an answer apart from that. So I agree with him. I wouldn't say no, and it just hasn't happened yet.
Just hasn't happened yet, so there's hope.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Now, thank you so
Lovely
much
to
for
meet
coming
you.
to talk to
Thanks
us.
very much.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we can't wait to hear more from you. So for more on Niall, check out his performance on Much Music's TikTok account that's streaming on June 15th. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.